when you start out, and if you're a one person shop, you can be profitable in smaller margins. But then you have to
Mm-hmm.
realize, okay, now I want to expand and I'm moving from my house to a facility and I have other employees. As your business grows,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have more margin in your product to make as much money
Mm-hmm.
because now you're adding on a lot of additional costs, more taxes, more payroll taxes, and it just keeps adding on. And I remember I heard of listening a very successful business owner, and he said every time my business tripled, I had to learn a whole new set. So whether he went from one employee to three employee was completely different, 9, 27. And so, and I can see that too, because where we're at now at about, I believe, 36 employees. Okay, if we're to triple, then I'm going to have more different titles of bank employees. So now I've got additional other costs. We're going to have more, maybe someone specific now to HR, maybe someone specific to this, to where, outsourcing portions of it through a payroll provider is fine now at this size. So a lot of times as you grow, if you're not getting lesser in your cost of building your product, or getting that, your other expenses are going to expand. And so sometimes growth is not always the best because there are a lot of additional expenses you're adding.
Yeah, I see that too, and I think that's really the biggest struggle that I see CEOs having from my vantage point, going from a smaller company to maybe a mid-sized company, is not being able to change their thinking about how they're taking their business to market, and that's across the board. As you're saying, from 3 employees to 27 employees, your company looks different. You have different titles, different roles that have different policies, different trainings. You have to start putting systems in place. Your business becomes, it's a growing organism. It becomes something new. It's like an infant is ultimately going to become a teenager, and those are two different stresses for a parent, right? But you have to be able to adapt and change with that growing organism.